AIDS. AIDS. HIV. HIV. Alright, hey, so this is a guitar lesson for the HIV Song by Ween. I knew it was coming at some points. This is a request, and there's not much to this song. Those two parts that I just played are basically the two main parts. I'm going to show you the chords that Diener plays live underneath of it. But other than that, it's basically just these two parts. Yeah, that's basically it. Alright, so we have our A part and our B part. So A part starts here on the 7th fret of the E. So, I mean, you gotta pretty much, you can hear the rhythm of it, so I'm pretty much going to be pointing out the notes for the most part. But some of the rhythms I'll point out. So, start 7th fret of the E. So we're going to starting with this triad here, this major triad, with you're barring the 7th fret of the bottom two strings, and then so it's just like a major, we're in the key of B major, so this is, so then G, then we go, so that's 6 of the E, then down to up to the ninth and 7th of the B. So then we're going to go to the 9th of the G. We're going to do this little lick. Just climbing up the 7th and 8th of the B. Then we're going to be doing a half step bend from that note that we just did on the 7th of the B. So come back down, don't just go, just, alright, so then we're gonna slide back down here to the 4th and 6th fret on the G. So that's with no bends, just. Then you're gonna want to do kind of a half step bend, kind of a bluesy bend, where it's not all the way up to this note up here, but it's just kind of like mostly this note, like as long as you come back down like that, then you're good. So it's just, and then back, and then we do a full step bend up to this note, and then that's the end of that. So you just repeat that. Then we have the B section, and then it goes up the octave. So this first part is pretty much just, so that's just 2nd fret of the A string, then 3rd to 2nd fret on the D, then open D, then back to the 2nd fret of the A, then open 1st, 2nd on the low E. I like to do all downstrokes on the E there. In fact, I do pretty much all downstrokes on every note of this riff. And I also like to do the little vibrato on one of those notes on the 2nd fret of the D, because that's I'm pretty sure that's what they do live, and that just feels right to me. They could be doing it on the original recording, I'm not sure. Yeah, and then it just goes the octave up, which is just 4th fret of the G. So 4th fret of the G, then 6th to 5th fret of the B, then down to 3rd fret of the B, then 4th fret of the B of the G again. Then we played the 3 notes from the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fret of the D string. I just like to slide my finger just so that I'm in position to play the lick again. So instead of going, I just feel more comfortable just, I don't know. It probably makes more sense from a musical perspective, just so you can have those 3 notes like nice and even like that. Because I understand, you might not want to have the sloppiness of having to slide your finger up, but it's no big deal. I don't think anybody in the audience is going to come up on stage and complain if you play like that, right? So that's pretty much both of the parts. And the only other part that I can really show you that's relevant is the rhythm that Diener plays underneath of these lines live. And I'm pretty sure it's in the original recording too, but just watching him play it live, I'm not even sure if this is how they played in the original. It probably is. So, usually Diener plays stuff like, the kind of Hendrix thumb triad technique. And he's pretty much just doing that. So if we're, playing along with the riff, it's like, there's no chords underneath of the B part. They're both playing that, but underneath the main, underneath of that, this is the rhythm that's going on. Sorry. Alright, so he hangs on that B chord for a while. Basically, I think he's playing pretty much every string except for the A. So you're just going to mute that with your thumb or your ring finger if that's more comfortable for you. And he's pretty much just going to be doing so just so it just hangs out on that B chord for a while. Then as it starts to make the change, so it's just, you're just hitting the full chord on each of those down ones, right? So just, so if you just want to think of that as the frets, it's just 7, 6, 5, 3. So then he hangs out on the G chord for a second. Then we go to from the G, so the F sharp, 2nd fret. Then we go to the open E. Then he plays the B right here on the 2nd fret of the A, and then barring your ring finger across on the 4th fret of the D, G, and B strings, so that he doesn't have to go from up here to. You can just hit it real quick here. Yeah, and then it just pretty much repeats, and that's the whole song. So I'm glad I could teach you this. It's pretty easy to play, and it's a fun little novelty of a song. So I hope you have fun.